Hi, Tribe. I hope this recording finds everyone in good spirits, in the present now, immersed in the beauty of nature. We're having a surprisingly a good weekend after so much rain and mist and clouds. So I've been trying to record this message since this weekend, and for some reason, I just couldn't find the right way to um, explain what I'm trying to convey through the message. But basically, I really don't have to say this. I'm sounding repetitive, but a lot of us are experiencing a lot of friction. A lot of the karmic past is bubbling up. It's coming up for us to, I'm clear it's coming up for us to collapse it. To actually say, I'm not connected to that experience anymore. That experience is coming up so that I could recognize that I don't have to continue to allow that, all the things that are attached to those experiences to keep me stuck in the past. And so this is all about our past. Any experience that might have brought up emotions of envy, regret, resentment, anger, grief, loneliness, self-pity, lack of abundance, lack of self-love. It's time to collapse them. So you're going to start to experience a lot of these, and have been experiencing a lot of these past memories. And it's interesting because with some people I know, it's memories that are not even part of this lifetime. It's from past lives. So the work we need to do in these next few weeks, and we have been doing, is to collapse the triggers, the emotional connection. It's kind of like we're wired to these experiences, and they trigger us in moments where, for instance, we're about to step into abundance, and then there's fear of the lack of abundance that comes in and stops us from taking that step forward. So all of that is to be wiped out. We're here to let go. You could say it out loud when you have those moments and say, no, I am letting go of those experiences. That's not who I am anymore. And what I'm suggesting people to do, because sometimes they come very fast and they come very heavy, is when you're having this experience, because I talk about it as energy and energy waves, but thoughts are energy waves. So if you find yourself deep in thought of a past experience, it's the same thing. It's something's coming to revisit you, and it feels, and what it does when it enters, you could either get on it like a ride and take it for a ride and go down this dark hole for a while, or you could say no thank you and just kind of ask it to continue on its path. And I know I'm giving you a visual, like it's like a train, trains of thoughts, waves of energy, waves of emotions. We can decide not to get on. We could, and when you decide, when you have that moment when you're realizing that you're have been visited by this old moment, these old moments that we experience deep pain and regret and resentment to things that have happened, just take a moment and say, no, I don't want to take this. I don't want to take this on. I don't want to relive this. And go into what I call the pocket. Go into a pocket. Step into the pocket. See, I'm telling you, I've been having a hard time explaining this. I don't even know how to say it. But stay in the pocket. And what is the pocket? The pocket is, in the same way that all these things are being brought up to the surface, very intentionally, not for you to be immersed in it, but for you to let them go. At the same time, we're given this gift to be present. So it means that if you have enough awareness not to go into the emotions and step back and say no, you will also be given the gift in that moment of going into a pocket of presence. And what it feels like is kind of like stepping back into yourself. It's like stepping into your inner world for a moment. And you connect to this amazing harmony steps in right away. You get rescued right away into harmony. And you make a direct link with your higher self. So it's kind of body, mind, soul, and spirit. There's this alignment that happens. And you could just sit there. And it just feels like a vacancy, like a zero, like a hollow place. And you could just rest there. And if you stay there just for a few seconds, then it starts to transform into joy and love. And it starts to, there's a little bit of, I don't know, it's been happening to me. It's been happening to me so much, all the time this entire week, where I'm having these things come up. And when I have the wherewithal to actually step back and go into the pocket, it's funny. I know, I don't know how to explain it. But you sit there and you go, oh crap, this is like so easy. Like, I don't understand why we can't continue to get on these rides, why these waves come in and we decide to surf them. We don't. We could just wait for a better wave, the wave of happiness, or the wave of the beautiful experiences that we have had in our life that are worthwhile. Or just being present, right? Just to be present and enjoying the misty day or the beautiful sunny day. I was walking down the street and this little kid, this mom had 3 little ones. All of them were rambunctious and screaming, and they were having tons of fun. But one little boy gave me, straight at me, like it wasn't like just random, gave me just the biggest smile and just held held his gaze with me. I couldn't help it, but he just filled my heart. It was such a gift. I was like, oh my God. So being present, even to that little boy who's giving you a big smile, you're not in imagination, you're actually seeing everything, enjoying everything, being part of life. So get into that amazing pocket, because it's there for us. And I feel like this is like a lesson. We're like having, it's like being in a classroom, and you're being taught how to be present and how to stay at zero and to stay in that emptiness, to be comfortable with that emptiness, right? Because a lot of people feel like it has to be, if it's not like, it's like the Queen of Hearts on the deck of cards, you're either in this extreme of joy or sadness. It can't just be harmony. So to get us used to being in zero, to being in stillness and emptiness. In order to be comfortable with that, we're being given a gift right now of having the experience of the past trauma coming up, the past experiences that have been painful coming up. And if you choose correctly, which is no thank you, you'll be gifted this presence. You'll be able to step into that beautiful state of no mind that is called Mushin, the empty mind. And once you're sitting in that space of emptiness, it's almost as if something beautiful enters and fills it. And it's a feeling of beauty, love, and just the simplicity of life. The realization of how simple life is. When we can enter the realms, those higher realms, life is beautiful and simple, and all is well. And so take advantage of this time. Take advantage of this time. It's a real gift. Stay in the pocket. Love, love, love all of you. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Have a beautiful weekend.